Hi guys, this is Vidas. Welcome to another training for today. Learn with Vidas series, and today I'm going to continue teaching you how to improvise on the HERZLIEBSTER JESU hymn tune Ostinato technique, and this will be for Offertory. Last time we did communion, and before that we did the postlude, so I'm going backwards through the liturgical settings. And maybe next time I could do the prelude also. All right, so hopefully you will enjoy this tutorial. And hello Nils and Dawn. Yeah, welcome to the show. And of course, feel free to ask questions in the live chat too. I will explain everything better if you want, right? So, without further ado, let's take a look at our registration. Sweelinq sample set Goch. Town, Pfarrkirche St. Maria Magdalena Church, Seifert organ from 2015. And I haven't yet done a tutorial on this organ and cornet, so I think this will be nice registration. On the Resi, let's say cornet is 5-rank cornet. We need 8-foot flute, corde nuit, for example, right? Flute octaviant. 4 Nassard harmonique, octavant, and the tierce. This very beautiful sound. And for the accompaniment in the left hand part, Montre. Montre is like a principal in French. Well, and we need some pedal stops. Flute 16, bourdon 8, maybe this way. Tremolant. Maybe that's very nice. I think that's good enough. All right, so let's take a look at our hymn tune, HERZLIEBSTER JESU. To remind ourselves how it sounds, let me play the tune again for you with the accompaniment. The tune will be actually in the right hand part on the cornet registration, just like we're going to attempt in the tutorial. But in tutorial I'll teach you a step further with ostinato technique. Okay, so here is the tune. I will maybe turn off the mic so that you would hear the sound better. Yeah, like this would work very well. So where do we start? Obviously with the texture, right? Texture will be needed to create this beautiful offertory, and the texture will feature right hand solo with chord registration, which I already tried it out, and the left hand part will provide some accompaniment figure in ostinato technique together with the pedals. Pedals will also join with ostinato. This ostinato technique may or may not be synchronic, right? Simultaneous between both left hand and the feet. In other words, left hand excerpt which will be repeated, right? Fragment can be longer or shorter than the pedals, right? So we'll see how it goes today. All right. By the way, throughout these tutorials, I actually created HERZLIEBSTER JESU suite in 4 movements, like a prelude, offertory, communion, and a postlude. So you can check it out also. I will post it in due time. I actually played it last time on Thursday during last on the Bench with Vidas session, and I will cut out that part and publish as a separate video for you to enjoy. But if you want to do it now or after this stream, you can remind yourself how it sounds from my previous stream on Thursday. Okay, so let's take a look at the keyboard view, and let's now create a nice ostinato figure in the hands and feet and try to learn it as well, right? And we will add later the right hand part and we'll be good to go. Okay, so what we need a nice chord. One of the nicest chords you could do in G minor, which is our home key of this tune, is G minor chord, G minor triad, 3 notes, G, B flat, and D, right? If you want to add a little spice, you could add a second in between, major second between the two upper notes, right? Another chord, useful chord, is this 4/3 chord from the note A, C, D, and F. Another beautiful chord is from B flat, the same 4/3 chord, B flat, D, E flat, and G. And from C also, C, E flat, F, and A. Maybe we could do going downward. This, yeah. I'm like harmonizing G minor scale, but using only 4/3 chords. How about that? Do you like that? If you don't want to overcomplicate things, keep holding the G in the pedals. Here is the pedal G, and you can play all kinds of chords in the left hand part based on G minor scale. Wow, this view is nice. 1, 2, 3, yeah. You can see everything now. Yeah, we're still in G minor, but I'm playing a scale based on G minor in 4 notes, always using 4/3 chords. Stepwise motion, right? It could be as a simple chord, but it could be in arpeggio motion. Like this. Maybe for Offertory it's a little too much rhythmic and energy, right? Too many fast notes. In modern days, liturgy demands softer and quieter offertories, right? Usually, so it's not unlike a communion, by the way. So practice like this for a few moments. You call it G in the pedals, playing harmonization of G minor chord using 4/3 chords. G minor key, always 2 flats, B flat and E flat. Does it make sense? Yeah, if you like what I'm doing, just, of course, let me know in the chat. Right. I think we're ready now to complicate things and maybe add a little bit spice in the pedals, a little bit of movement in the pedals, yeah? What kind of movements? How about choosing the meter first, right? We need to choose the meter. I haven't yet created a tutorial in this series in 3/4 meter yet, so I think would be a nice occasion to do that. 4/3 meter, oh, like this. One, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, like this could be 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Could be up or down. I'm using actually an interval of the perfect fifth in between two beats, right? GD, F C, E flat, B flat, and E A. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. It looks like 4-measure phrase basically, right? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Keep practicing if you're playing together. 3, 1, 2, 3. And we could add basically pedals and left hand together. This, maybe 1 chord per measure. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, going backwards, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. The left hand shouldn't descend lower than the tenor C too often, right? C is still okay. That's because if you're singing in a choir, let's say, and you want your tenor voices to sing normally, C note is kind of the lowest you can do with the tenors, right? And F in the bass. But obviously we have extended pedal board until bass C, so lower notes in the pedals are not a problem. But if you play left hand lower than tenor C, then the sound will get muddier and muddier. You need clearer registration, not just 8-foot principle, but maybe a flute 4, for example, or even a brighter registration than that. Right? Look a second. 4. Right away, octave. I could play up until F, and probably F would be lowest with 4. But then, of course, our left hand is a little too weak for this kind of registration, right? So I don't recommend descending too low with the left hand part for now. All right, our meditation or offertory, we could start like this. Sorry. Like this, right? Of course, left hand and pedals have ostinato technique, but remember, left hand can just play the scale in this specification for 3 chord, and up or down, yeah, everything will sound beautiful because we're still in one color in G minor. And the pedals then would need to be very specific and methodical with 4 measure phrase using ostinato technique, which I just showed, right? But left hand can play whatever they want, yeah? On top of that, of course, right hand joins after 4 or 8 measures. I joined after 8 measures like this. And what comes next is very interesting too. You could have a little rest for the right hand part. Right hand part could have like a rest of 2 or 4 measures long, and only play the accompaniment figure as before. It will be different because the beginning, of course, features one way, and in the middle is a little different combination because of the feet and the left hand not working always simultaneously. So, but you have to keep counting those measures, right, in between chorale phrases. So maybe let's play just the chorale phrases without the accompaniment for now. You have to become good at playing this tune in various meters, right? We had 4/4 meter in the postlude. We had 6/8 meter in the communion. Now we have 3/4 meter. Maybe in the prelude we could have even different meter, like so to say, something jumpy, something faster, or on the contrary, maybe slower. Also, we'll see next time, right? So let me play 3 in 3/4 meter. Let me adapt the tune for you, but you will get the tune very well and still recognize it in 3/4 meter. Here is how it sounds. Like this. And actually now it's a good time now to start practicing our offertory in steps, right? The first step was obviously the right hand part, the tune itself on cornet registration. Then came, let's say, the left hand part with the principal 8-foot registration, when I played the ascending 4/3 chords up and down, ascending and descending. That was step 2. Step 3 was probably the pedal line alone, right? Those feet G. Let me play it again. Let me play for you the left hand part, and then later the pedals. Yes, that was step 2. Step 3, let's do the pedal line separately, like this. Yeah, like this. Step 4, now, step 4 will feature 2 voices, right? There will be 7 steps altogether. Voice 1, voice 2, voice 3, then step 4, voices 1 and 2, step 5, voices 1 and 3, step 6, 2 and 3, and the last step 7 would be 1, 2, and 3, right? Voice 1 is our right hand, voice 2 is our left hand, and the third voice is the pedal sound. All right. So now I will play 1 and 2, just the hands. And now the right hand part will feature some rests, right? I will have to think ahead and where my next chorale phrase will start and plan for it, like this. Step 4. This type of texture in itself already sounds quite beautiful, right? Right hand and left hand alone. That could be actually your texture if you don't have any pedals. But if you do have pedals, then you can simply hold the tonic note, G, throughout the piece, and it would be spectacular already. Let me show you. The same step, but just with G in the pedals. You see, it's already complete because we have the harmony based on the note G. Okay, once you can do this 3 times in a row without mistakes fluently, then let's go to step 5. Step 5 would be without the left hand part, right hand and pedals, like this. Like this. Where is this? Yeah. I could have actually ended without the cornea sound, just held it shorter, and then it could have been like the introduction without the tune itself, just like this. So the last note. And then one more round without the tune. And then end obviously on G. Yeah. So that was step number 5. And step number 6, if you're ready, will be left hand and pedals. Without the tune. We haven't done this before, right? I already sort of played something, but it wasn't exactly what I'm going to play now. So let's try. It will be interesting. Like this. Step 7 would be everything together, but before that, Niels has a question about the chord progression in the left hand. Doesn't it always creates or completes, contain parallels now? I understood that is forbidden, but it sounds nice. We are in contemporary style, so nothing is forbidden, right? What was forbidden, maybe it was in polyphonic style, in 18th century style, common practice period, from 17th century until the beginning of the 20th century, where people were writing tonal music. 17th century, like Scheidemann, Sweelinq, right? Tunder, Buxtehude, and then 18th century, Bach, Handel, right? Couperin, and then who else? The great ones, right? De Grigny, maybe he lived a little earlier than Bach, and then of course after Bach, Mozart, Haydn, Beethoven, and various other smaller masters, and romantics, Schubert, Schumann, Liszt, Brahms, who else? Mendelssohn, not forget Mendelssohn, of course, and many others. French, right? In the end of the 19th century, Franck, earlier than Franck, Lefebvre-Verly, for example, it was romantic style, and then symphonic style, Vidor. And then something happened at the beginning, or turn of the century, basically. It wasn't like exact turn of the century in all the countries. In some of the countries, let's say the Netherlands, this tonal tradition continued up until let's say Andriessen, right? Or a little even into the 20th century. After second half of the 20th century, there were more modern composers and more conservative composers, right, in the Netherlands. So you could even hear nowadays people creating psalm arrangements based on tonal design, tonal, let's say, traditions, right? And then some of them are more modern, or more, so to say, risk takers, maybe, and create more of their own rules, right? What happens now throughout the world, there is no one style. Yeah, it's contemporary music, so everything is really up to the composer. Where do they get their influences? From the past, from the current music, right? From the pop music sometimes, yeah, jazz, yeah, big thing, rock, of course, all kinds of influences, and of course the minimalistic music as well. Or sometimes there are composers looking far into the future and creating their own domain, right? And people maybe have trouble understanding what they do. Maybe in 30 years they will understand what they have created in the future only. So a question about parallel is, everything is now allowed, unless, let's say, you want to reproduce the ancient style. An ancient style we talked about, right? Baroque style, classical style, even romantic style is in the same league. Then there are some stylistic rules which make up that style, right? And what was allowed in the Renaissance no longer was allowed in Baroque period, and what was allowed in the Baroque period no longer was in fashion in the classical period, and so on. What was okay in the classical period, in the 19th century, in Romantic period, was quite plain and boring, yeah, sometimes. And then what happened in the 19th century was okay, but for 20th century composers, a lot of them wanted to throw the rules through the garbage, through the window, and basically create something new, like Maurice Ravel at the beginning of the 20th century, and Claude Debussy. And in our case, in the organ composers world, Maurice Duruflé, for example. So yeah, in those days there were some rules. Some were bent, some were expanded, some were overlooked. Yeah, but in terms of parallels, if we're talking about classical style, there are forbidden parallels, fifths and octaves, and unisons, yeah. What I played in the left hand part, you can see here, there is no perfect fifth anywhere. Between the lower note and the second note, it's a minor third or major sometimes third. Here is a major second or minor second, and here is again a third. So actually there is no forbidden parallels, no forbidden perfect fifths and perfect octaves and unisons. What could be wrong, yeah, in classical terms, that all the voices go into one direction, right hand, left hand, and pedals. They create motion in ascending motion, right? Or everything goes downward. That could be a little against the rules. But obviously, this kind of writing, what I'm teaching you now, could have been approved probably in France at the beginning of the 20th century, not earlier, right? not in the romantic period. In romantic period, they would not talk about so much about the mode itself to create everything based in G minor. No, they would venture across the various keys, create modulations, harmonize melodies, create even some counterpoint, yeah. Although we do create some counterpoint between the hands and feet, for example, but it's more or less still in the tonal vein. What I'm now teaching is actually not even G minor, but a mode called the Aeolian mode. It's like the same rules apply as in G minor, but there is no raised 7th scale degree, right? Like in harmonic minor, there is no things like that. F sharp, no F sharp. So everything is sort of very calm in this tune, because there is no F sharp, there is no leading tone, there is no half step between 7th and the 1st scale degree. And the French composers loved exploring various ancient modes and folk traditions too, various exotic modes. And I'm borrowing those techniques a little bit to create my own version of what's happening here. Obviously, they would have done it even differently than I, obviously, and I'm not copying everything what previous composers did, obviously, because there is a saying: if you borrow from one composer, then it's a copy, basically, yeah. But you're basically stealing, yeah. But if you're borrowing from several sources, 2, 3, 4, 5 sources, then we have something more or less original, even today. There is nothing really original, because everything what has been created could have been created even today, and everything really has been done before. But if you combine several sources, then it's a little more creative, so to say, today. What I'm doing, yeah, for example, texture, 3-part texture has been done before. The modal writing has been done before. Cornet registration has been done before. Ostinato technique has been done before. So I already mentioned 4 of them, right? So, but if I put everything together into one prelude or a meditation, then it's becomes something you own, yeah. And for example, if you're doing something like I do, but even feel the need for something different than I do, please do it. And you might do it yourself a little different than I, and this is still okay. And actually, tomorrow, if you come back to the same assignment, you could actually create another version of this. And that's even more beautiful, because the creativity begets creativity. Yeah, you're not memorizing, so to say, everything strictly and completely in this order so that you could play it in public the following Sunday, right? Trust yourself that you would actually create a general plan or texture of your own improvisation, and create on the moment something. Maybe a pedal line would be different, maybe the chords that you use would be different. By the way, I just taught you one version of the 7th chord, and in version 4.3, but there are 3 more, right? 7th chord itself, 6/5 chord, 4/3 chord, which are we using now, and 4/2 chord. So everything can be a little bit different, even tomorrow if I came back, yeah. Yeah, a good. If you steal, like today, if you steal a little bit, you get caught. But if you steal a lot from everything, yeah, nobody will notice, because you steal a penny from that source, a penny from that source, and if you steal, let's say, from 100 sources, 1 penny, probably it wouldn't be that big of a deal if you took €1 or $1 from somebody's pocket in one coin, for example. That you see what I mean? The same is in music too. Borrow things from multiple sources, right? Okay, that's enough for a lecture myself. But I think we're ready to combine everything together and show the final version of 3 parts together, right hand, left hand, and the pedals together. That would be step number 7. Here we go. So, did you enjoy this? I hope you did enjoy this tutorial. Obviously, it could be expanded and you don't need to feel so rigid about keeping the same chords throughout the piece itself, keeping the same line in the pedals. You can actually use this as the scheme, this schemata, right? And then whenever you feel ready, you can actually create very freely using the same mode of of creation and practicing in G minor or Aeolian mode, but venture beyond something. I will just demonstrate how it might sound, another version, but without strict rules, right? So to say, without cut and paste, so to say. It would be a little bit more unpredictable, less predictable, because the bad thing about this, what we're doing, the good, let's start from the good thing. Good thing is that we are doing things which are easy to do for beginners, for basic level organists, so that you can actually practice, do it a few times, and actually present it for your congregation the next Sunday. The same thing. This tune or any other tune that you sing or play in Lent, by the way, not necessarily the same tune. And it could be the same, the different key, different meter, right? Just the technique and idea could be similar. But we can actually expand this and let me show you. It will start less like this, but it will venture a little bit unpredictably. One last time, okay, for you. You see, I started like we've been doing this for an hour, but then I relaxed my mind and started creating something in G minor, something in G Aeolian, based on similar techniques, but then something happened right in the middle, right? And I created a flexible, ornamented right hand part, right? But the basic chorale notes were still there, recognizable. And then I expanded the texture in between and basically it became like a similar but different meditation in itself. It could be done like this, as you can imagine, for any tune that you like. But basically, relax your mind and explore those beautiful sounds. And if you're afraid of parallels, don't do it. For example, use more tonal chords and progressions between the chords. But what I did, I think it's also sounds nice and creates a little more originality in today's age, right? So good luck exploring improvisation on your own terms, right? Don't do too many difficult things at once. Experiment with the right hand first, and maybe when you get better with the right hand, start doing things with the left hand, unpredictable, or even adding some pedal weird notes, which I also did in the end, playing faster notes in the pedals all of a sudden. But it wasn't sort of foreign to the style itself. So it's all up to you, and you can even expand the form. You can, if you need a longer offertory, if you have more people in the church congregation, if you need 5 minutes, you can actually do a second stanza and make a different registration suddenly. Do a second stanza with a different technique, change even the meter, and it will be like a second movement of a small suite. Yeah, like you can expand it. You can even do it in a different key. From G minor, you can move to B minor third upwards. It's very, very fresh, but will create very interesting ideas for you, and it's not that difficult. You don't have to do it, but if you feel free enough, go ahead and do it. So that's my message, final message for today. All right? Experiment and nobody can stop you. Nobody can criticize. And if somebody criticizes you, you say very politely, I would love to hear your version. That's it. So thank you guys for watching this tutorial. Thank you for your support, for your chat, super chats, super thanks, buy me a coffee, memberships, donations, virtual coffees, PayPal, everything is really appreciated. And of course, if you want to do it even deeper, please join our Total Organist membership program. We have, of course, so many practice materials and programs, and you can actually quadruple your results being in our little community in Discord, exchanging ideas, answering questions, and asking questions as well. So look forward for that. In the meantime, I'll meet you, of course, in the next video tomorrow, and live video will come probably on Friday on the bench with Vidas. And next week on Sunday, I will finish the series on Ostinato and HERZLIEBSTER JESU. We'll create another texture for the prelude on this hymn. Thank you so much, and remember, when you practice, miracles happen.